I hope you guys are having an incredible day. I know there's a lot of negative things going on in the world, which is why I want to spread some holiday joy with Christmas just around the corner. I think we need more positive, honest, hardworking people in the world. And it's been proven that the more positive you are, it's possible more positive things will happen in your life versus those who don't. You experience better relationships, friendships, better health, and even financial success. Now, I understand success isn't guaranteed, yet the more we do to aim for the highest good, to keep our promises and do what we say we are going to do, we can start to put ourselves on the fast track to success versus complaining that things never go our way. And sometimes it's because we give up too early before we ever see the results show up in our lives. And I don't want that for you or for me. Also, I know we can't control how people treat us or what happens to us. Yet we can control how we respond to it. So when someone treats you poorly, do you retaliate to get back at them? Or do you stay silent and let your actions speak louder than words? Do you let them keep on rambling, or do you guide the conversation in the right direction? That way it becomes a positive conversation that benefits both of you instead of feeling like it was a time suck. Now, I'm by no means perfect, and I am grateful that I have an incredible group of people around me that help me understand how to interact with people, to be playful and have fun while still being serious and professional. I know a big part of that is because I spend a lot of time on personal development and understanding the brain so I can help people live better lives by being an example for them and connecting both with their heart and their mind. See, there is evil in this world, and the more we can do to see the best in people, teach them how to treat us by bringing out the best in them, is one of the greatest things that we can do. It's uncomfortable sometimes being honest, vulnerable, sharing our wins and our losses. However, people can tell when we aren't being honest with ourselves. So it's better to be transparent so they can help you learn from your mistakes. And at the same time, you do have to be careful with who you share them with, because a small-minded person will knock you down because of their own limiting beliefs. Honestly, that's why I love connecting with people everywhere I go, because it teaches me, is this someone that is worth investing my time into or not? And I know that might sound mean. However, it is our responsibility to learn who to repel and who to attract into our lives, that way we can experience a more peaceful life. See, I don't want to spend time with people I can't trust, or people who would steal from me, or people who talk poorly about me behind my back. And I don't imagine you would want that either. One of the ways I do that is going to church. As Hebrew 10:25 talks about, that we should be in the habit of going to church and building each other up. Before I was a man of faith, I didn't want to go to church or have anything to do with faith or Jesus. And by experiencing some life-altering things that happened in my life, I can confidently say it's one of the greatest things I do. I don't pretend to be someone different on Sunday, which is near impossible, by the way. And I'd rather show up the best I can because of the actions or lack thereof with everything I've done throughout the week, and learn from people on areas I need to grow in. And I would encourage you that if you're in Eugene, come to church with me so you can experience exactly what I'm talking about. That way you can see for yourself rather than just hear me talk about it. And we've also created a safe environment for you to be yourself. And if you so desire to be a better version of yourself, we have that as well. That way it makes us all stronger learning from each other. See, in Matthew 5:13, Jesus says, "You are the salt of the earth. But if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet." Now, there's some business analogies with that as well. And when I hear this, I think about treating people the way you want to be treated. See, I choose to surround myself with people who want the best for me, themselves, and others because they know it'll pay off in the long run. People are going to lie, cheat, steal, and take advantage of you. However, you don't have to do the same thing. I'd be lying if I didn't say it hurt from time to time with some of the things that have happened to me in my life. Yet I've learned some very valuable lessons on how to prevent it from happening again in the future, creating boundaries and continuing to learn how to handle situations better. That's the beauty of seeing the best in people, is you learn from what they did wrong, understand that they were doing the best they could with the information available to them, and by letting it go and learning from the experience, whatever they did to you can be a blessing with the right attitude. See, I truly believe that everything is happening for us, not to us. And that's honestly one of the things that I teach people, is learning how to teach people how to treat you. And if you connect with me at church or for coffee or any way we connect, you see me do that the best way I know how. And that way we can learn together on growing as individuals. And I would say a big part of that is your habits and the things that you choose to do on a daily basis, or the things that you choose not to do. Some small ways you can do that is asking questions, taking initiative, being playful, and just giving people space to talk so they can learn for themselves while you continue to create better habits and a better lifestyle that is worth living and attracts the right people into your life and gets rid of the ones that aren't. That's the dichotomy of leadership, is you're teaching people on how to lead themselves so they no longer need you and instead want to have you in their life. It's like in business when you're looking for an exit strategy. You don't want to be running the business forever. You want to teach people how to do it themselves so they can go out and do it and teach other people how to do it as well. A great book on that is The 1 Minute Manager. And that allows you to focus on other areas of the business or even create new businesses. That's why it's vitally important on who you decide to surround yourself with. Are you surrounding yourself with people who choose to see the best in people and expect nothing in return? Or are you surrounding yourself with people who whine and complain about things they can't control? We all have problems, and I'd rather focus on things we can control. If we can't control it, then there's no point complaining or focusing any attention on it. I know that may seem rude or callous, but the reality is that our time is the most precious thing we have in this world. And wasting it on things we can't control is the last thing any of us should or need to be doing. That's why I don't spend a whole lot of time watching the news or what's going on in the world. I do think it's good to know what is going on, and there's no point getting worked up about it. In business, we call that stinking thinking. I've had to cut people out of my life because of that. Good, well-meaning people just lost as a goose. And I'm sure you guys probably know some of those people just like that in your life. There's a reason why they say doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. If you're having the same problem over and over again, you have to ask yourself, what am I doing to cause this problem? Can I change it? And if so, how can I change it? That's why I think it's important learning from people much farther than you in life, showing up to work earlier, staying later, taking on more responsibility with no pay, working all the time you have at work, and instead of constantly checking your phone or emails for personal use, asking your boss, supervisors, or managers for more work to do, or finding opportunities and ways to be more helpful. Dressing up so people see you as more professional, and above all else, being honest in all situations, even if it means you risk losing a job, a friendship, or business opportunity. Those are just a few ideas. And in the book, Ethics 101, John Maxwell gives the example of a salesperson who has an opportunity to close a $3 million deal. And the client says that they should go to the strip club. The salesperson, knowing it's his biggest deal ever and could lose a sale by turning it down, says something along the lines of, "I'd love to join you. However, it wouldn't be right to my wife who is waiting at home for me. So I'm going to respectfully decline and go back to the hotel. You guys go have fun." And the book mentions that a few other people decide to follow his example and not go to the strip club. And the client decides the next morning to do the deal with him because of his integrity. Now, it's said a little bit differently, but you get the idea that no amount of money or opportunity is worth going against your values and moral beliefs. So that's something I constantly remind myself of, that your character, your reputation, your choices in life, your goodwill, and everything you're doing is creating the person you want to be or who you don't want to be. And that's one of the many reasons why companies do things above board, thrive in the long run compared to companies that don't. See, the enemy, our adversary, wants us to feel weak, small, and do things that will divide us rather than bring us together, so we don't realize our full potential that God has created us to be. It's only by being an example for other people that we can help them see that there's a better future for everyone if we just put in the time and effort to make it happen. Instead of beating yourself up, focus on what you can learn from the situation so you can make better decisions in the future. I definitely don't have everything figured out. And I know that as long as we continue to focus on the areas that are most important, success will eventually show up. For me, that is reading, writing, working out, helping people, being friendly, and going the extra mile in everything I do. Keep going and don't give up before the results show up. That could be for any business or choices that we make in life. Think of companies like Costco, McDonald's, AT&T, or any other big company. They weren't always the big companies they are today, yet over time, they grew into the companies we see now. They started with people just like you and me, who took a leap of faith on an endeavor they had no guarantee would work out. Yet they are staples in our community today. Our time here on earth isn't guaranteed, so why not aim for the highest good? If you enjoyed watching this video, share it with a friend you think needs to hear this, or share it on Facebook. It helps the show a lot. And hit the subscribe button so you know when I post new content. And if you want to set up a consultation or have me at your next speaking event to see how I can help you and your business grow, reach out to me via Facebook, Instagram, or in the comments below. And I'd love to help you. Thank you for watching, and God bless.